and welcome to Let's Talk Photography. So once again today what we're doing is we're practicing. We're going to do some self-portraits. This is unusual for me. I usually do headshots only. These are going to be 3/4 shots, and that's why I've got the different backdrop. This is a Last-Lite foldable, and the nice thing about it has the train at the bottom, so if you do go full length, you don't have the it makes for a nicer backdrop. Using 3 lights, one for the background, one is a rim light, and this one here I'm going to feather across the face like this, so that you get that little bit of Rembrandt lighting in there. So we're going to try that and we'll see how it works. I'm shooting with a different camera today. I'm shooting with a Nikon D610 instead of the 800E, and I'm using a 24-70 Nikon lens to give me that wider angle so I can get that 3/4 body shot. And I'll take a few and see how they turn out, and then I'll post them for you. So enjoy. Hi, so I hope you enjoyed that short behind the scenes video, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at 2 of the edited photos. I've posted these on Facebook on some of the sites that I belong to. But anyhow, in this first one, basically, like I mentioned in the video, I don't do full length very often, and in this one I did. I've had quite a few comments on it on Facebook. And some of the things that they said was that they found that the bottom part was a little bit too dark, and you couldn't really tell what it was that I was leaning on. So I wanted to explain that, and basically it's because of a mistake that I made. If you look at the bottom part of the problem there was I wanted to drop in a textured background. And because it was dark, it was really, really hard to cut out. So the cutout wasn't all that great, darker, so I couldn't really see what it was, and I never really thought about that. I probably could go back in and edit. Basically, what I'm standing on there is a little footstool, and I could probably lighten the footstool enough so that you can tell what it is. But anyway, so in this particular one. Basically what I was doing is I was trying to experiment with some different post-processing, and so I was using color grading, and when I do my color grading I usually use LUTs, lookup color tables in Photoshop, and dodging and burning basically are the 2 things that I do in terms of post-processing, especially in these 3/4 body or full body length portraits. The other comment that I got too was that the background, the light in the background separating me from the actual background was too bright. And now that I look at it, I kind of agree with that it is too bright. And if I was going to, if this was for a client or something, I would go back in and I would tone that down a little bit. I had the backlight set at, I think it was half power. I might go 1/4 power, maybe even an 1/8 power. At an 1/8 power, it might not be quite strong enough. As you saw in the behind the scenes, other than that, it was 2 lights, the Octabox and the Strip Box. And the Octabox was at 1/8 power, and the Strip Box I believe was at 1/16 power. So that was that one. The next one, very much the same. The background light in this one isn't quite as bright, which is good. But once again, you can't really see what it is that I've got my foot on. And somebody mentioned that that was a little bit, it didn't show the context. But again, it was because of the dropped in background, that dropped in texture in the background that didn't come out quite right. It was very, very difficult to cut out. So yeah, I mean, even using the select subject, it just didn't work very well. So I just made it dark at the bottom. Now the one thing that I will say is that with it dark at the bottom like that, it does bring the emphasis on the upper torso and the face. And one of the things that I do in post is that I add light to the face. So I create a layer, I create a curves layer, I bring up the brightness on the face, then I mask that, invert the mask, and then I use the paintbrush and I just do a very small strip down the middle of the face. You can actually see there down the middle of the face, and I bring that strip down so that it really emphasizes the face more, because it's not normally, as I mentioned, I do headshots and they're usually from the chest up, so there's a lot more emphasis on the face, whereas in these full ones you still want to get that emphasis on the face. So and then last are the same two, but in black and white. And I'll talk a little bit about black and white conversions. There are certainly a lot of ways to do black and white conversions, and maybe I'll go through it someday. I still haven't quite figured out how to actually do something on the screen on my computer and make it part of these videos. I know there's a program called Camtasia that you can use, but unfortunately it's kind of expensive and I really don't have any money right now to do that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and let's keep talking photography.